A lot of stuff that's going to happen. You got a lot of natural disasters that's going to hit. That's going to happen. I'm telling y'all, those on the East Coast, the winter is going to be what they call a doozy. Winter is what they're going to call a doozy. I need y'all to understand something. Florida, keep your eyes on that state. Keep your eyes on ATL for the winter. Keep your eyes on ATL during the winter. Y'all remember how ATL was getting getting snow and ice? Keep your eyes on this. Listen, there's going to be a lot of activity on the planet. I'm gonna tell you, those volcanoes is going to become. It's going to be some of them that have not erupted in a while, but they're going to start showing activity. Um, I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm telling y'all what I'm being shown on stuff. I told y'all it's going to start being tornadoes and hurricanes in places that you never thought they would be. It's happening. I told you about the sinkholes. They started in Asia. Earthquakes, floods, tsunamis in Asia. They're not talking about it in the news media. There's stuff going over there in the ocean near the West Coast. Mother Shelley showed me a video on a brother that was talking about this, and she's saying, "Yo, she didn't say yo, but she said brother, or she said son. Let me tell you, what you said years ago is happening. This is not no fear mongering thing. This is something I just want to share with y'all. Look, there are things that are going to transpire that you most definitely have to raise your vibrations and frequency. How you doing? How you doing? Is that Kinsley? There's things that I'm just sharing with y'all. There's things that's going to transpire before this whole Nassar thing really happened. I keep telling y'all that. This winter, those in the East be something. Look, y'all saw how the way the summertime was, how crazy it was during the summertime. How all these crazy lightning storms were just acting crazy, right? Listen, they weren't your normal storms. Y'all got to remember how the solar flares is hitting the planet. Not to mention, I keep telling you how Tiamat is really waking up. And I told y'all about that the Kundalini energy, about that being serpentine and about you being part. I've been telling y'all all of this stuff. I'm gonna tell you like this. You have to get your heart chakra right. You have to get your mind right. You cannot use hate no more. Your heart is being judged and being recorded. Every great is pretty much an A plus or a thumbs up. But you do have to balance yourself, which means at times you're gonna have to be like thorough on how you feel about things, firm. You're not gonna be able to do all love and light all the time. Sometimes you got to be firm and be real about everything that you're gonna tell somebody, or how you're gonna carry yourself. Because I'm telling you how this planet is, how she's moving. If your soul isn't right, you have any ounce of hate towards anybody. That is why it's very important to do your shadow work. Now, I think I'm going to do a live tomorrow and I'm going to show a couple videos. I think Friday or tomorrow. I'm not sure. I got to remember. But it's going to go on. I'm going to show y'all some videos and stuff like that, like I normally do. Exactly. And you see that? You see that, right? This is crazy. That's why I'm like, yo, now it's going to 3, right? That's how I know people be watching and then they run off. You know what I mean? That's how that's how I know, and that's how we all know. Just not me. That's how we know. Everybody that I talk to outside runs back off. We know that. Over here, we know, because a lot of y'all want to hear the downloads. Look, it went up to 23. Want to hear the downloads? Want to hear what's going on? But you can tell y'all something. Y'all don't give credit where credit is due to any of us on here. Just because you don't see nobody speaking but yours truly on here don't mean that everybody else not speaking. They don't have to speak on here. They speak to a brother over the phone. I just think it's interesting enough, but I do want to say this because, like I said in the first video, I'm going to say it on here. And I'm going to make this clear. And like I said, this is not a diss. And I want people to go back, because hopefully those videos are still up on that old channel, where you can see yours truly being featured on there along with the brother I was mentioning on the video earlier. But I want to give a thanks to Miss Tiffany Jakes. Give a shout out to you, because you were the one that talked about Nasara in the beginning. You didn't know what to call it, and you were the one that also spoke on what's the name of the daggone website? It was a website that she kept on talking about. You know, bruh, you took that website when she spoke on it, and you've been using that website until it started acting funny style. But you owe Tiffany her flowers. You owe her flowers on that. And you owe Baba Rat his flowers on that too, because we all were on the phone about that whole Nasara bit. He was the one that studied it for 20 years. And everything. All of us on the phone. So I gotta mention Baba Rat name again. I gotta mention Tiffany name again. I gotta mention Noof name again, because Noof did all the footwork on the solver and gave you and shared the information with you. He made it a hot line. You tried to make it a hot song. But those that remember those old videos that's on your channel, I hope they go back and see it and look at all the stuff that we talked about, if we're still on there, if we didn't take them down. Because people need to see that. People need to see that shit. You see how the numbers keep on going up and down? People need to see that. Because it's time for exposure, but I'm not coming after you. I'm going to let the ancestors deal with it. Because before anything, we were the first ones talking about Nasara and so-called black YouTube. But if it wasn't for Baba Rat and Tiffany and Noof, without them three, you would not be talking about Nasara. It was not no Caucasian man. But I'm going to tell y'all who the Caucasian man was. The Caucasian man was a melanated man wearing all white, 6'3", 6'4 inches, 6 inches, 3 inches tall. He wears all white. But in the Moorish studies, we call ourselves white. Keep that in mind. I just want to put that out there. Let me see something. This Richard dude again. I'm about to go ahead and let this dude go, because he always be wilding. This the same dude that tried to call me something on the last stream. I'm trying to go ahead and get rid of you, bruh. There's no pause. I'm going to put you on pause. Bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? We don't got time for cronies and shit. But no, I just wanted to put that out there. Because I don't want nobody thinking that this person came up with it I just named the people. Nuth, Tiffany, her last name is Jakes. If it wasn't for her, and don't send your cronies over there to her because you don't want to do that because her ancestral games that um Nuth and Baba Rat himself. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just want to say that. Now back to the regular schedule programming. All right. I wanted to give a shout out to them. Also give a shout out to Dr. Malachi York because they also spoke on Dr. Malachi York on Dr. Kid Pruitt's video, her live stream earlier. They need to give him not just his flowers and try to find a way to get him out of his incarceration for bull crap. I know that for a fact. Everybody want to talk about how Doc did this and Doc did that, but don't. You know what I'm saying? All y'all that was on there talking about Dr. York, but yet y'all ain't trying to say nothing to help the man out. And y'all know who y'all be talking all this about Doc, but that y'all not trying to find a way to help him get up out of there. Y'all use his teachings and everything. But the thing about it is that man is in there for what reason? Because he didn't want his people to fall. But anyway, and everything he been making, everything, all the stuff that he said was going to happen, and all the crazy thing about that live stream was she had that sheik on there sit on there. He said there was only 3 people that could speak and understand the cuneiform, which is ancient Sumerian writing. Dr. York was one, Krato Mutwa, who was the Zulu shaman that talked about the Chitauri, and Zachariah Stitchin. Oh, the people that know how Doc know, we know how he know. We know how he know. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I digress. But still, shout out to Doc though because he did a lot of stuff and his stuff is still relevant. Prodigy from Mobb Deep, that transition, he spoke on it too. He spoke on Doc also. He said all them New York rappers know. The older rappers know, from the Wu, Nas, Jay-Z, Mobb Deep, hell, De La Soul. You know what I'm saying? But I digress on that. The thing is, we got to be ready for what's about to happen with the hurricanes, all these different weather patterns that's taking place. I've been telling y'all this over and over again because it's not a joke. It's not a joke. Eventually, we're going to have to move inland. I said this several years ago when I was on the old channel, and I still haven't changed at all. I told y'all that there's also orishas that represent these different weather patterns and also these forces of nature. They are the spirits of nature and also cosmic forces, along with the Loa. See, this is what nobody don't want to talk about. This is why only a few are called, but that's why many are called, but a few are chosen. Many of us go through these transformations. Many of us don't know where to start or how to start. Many of us constantly going through spiritual developments or transformations. Many of us are starting to see how powerful we are as spiritual beings. When the so-called mobitis or melanated woman is erased from all the traumas, like the brother B. Dell said, because I don't want nobody to think I'm taking anything from him. When she is done with all these traumas and all of that, and she finally masters self, I'm paraphrasing. Do you know how powerful this so-called black woman is? She can control the weather like the movie Hancock. That Kia Pruitt live stream, it proved a whole lot on how melanin comes in different shades. They was talking about the princess of the Philippines, I think. Did y'all know that she got the last name L or Al? Did y'all know that? I've been telling y'all, we Asiatics. I was like, yeah, we all over. They said that we were all studying Islam at one point in time. It's older than all the other ones, pretty much. We looked at it as self-law and master. And that princess that they were talking about, she goes by the last name A.L. That is a Hebrew of E.L. Those that are finally going into the more science temple, I'm talking about the real one. I'm saying the real one. Brother Stone Peace, you know which one I'm talking about. Listen, I'm not here to knock down anybody, but the temple that Brother Sloan is attending is not a 501c3. It's a 508. That's legendary status. Two temples that's real legit. All the rest of them pretty much 501c3s. They confirmed it the night that they've been infiltrated. And I said that shit, if I'm not mistaken. And I kept on saying it's only two. And I got that information from Dr. Yafa Bey. Shout out to that beloved sister. Yafa Bey. She was the one that said that. And also, I tell anybody, get this book called the Black Survival Guide by Dr. Suzar. The Black Survival Guide. You're going to need that. You're going to need the Black Survival Guide. Some of those websites might not be active anymore, but it's still good to have in your library. I recommend people start getting Dr. Malachi York information books too. You can get them from Amazon. You might look up and get them off of what they call it, eBay. But enough with the talk right now. Let's get down to this shit. Look, there's going to be shit that's going to take place like this. You're going to have a lot of fucking daggone natural disasters that's going to happen. This winter is going to be some crazy shit this winter. Y'all better make sure that y'all stock up on your goddamn food and groceries and all that shit. Y'all better make sure that you get yourself learning how to survive out this bitch. I'm telling you, because when I say that Tiamat is going to be wilding, she going to be wilding. And y'all don't know, but I told y'all before that the real New Year, it starts in the spring, not January. So we have all the way until the spring solstice. That's your real next year. Not January. Not no cold ass day. That the sun has resurrected from its death or its slumber. You're like, well, what you mean? Because remember, those that get all 4 seasons, you get what? You get, I ain't gonna put it in order, but I'm gonna say it like this. You get fall, winter, spring, summer. You notice you have the word. Don't you know that we supposed to be doing rites, what you call rituals, during these solstices to keep us properly aligned with the different types of changes on Tiamat, to keep us in tune with her? We're supposed to be doing that. Traveling as a Mason, they would do solstices every different season to align themselves with Tiamat. That's why you got the letter G, which is Gaia, which is another name for Tiamat. Then it also deals with the mathematical breakdown of geometry, which is also dealing with the sacred geometry. It goes back into all of that. The Moors taught that to the Masons. That's why they call them my son. The Masons are supposed to wait for the Moors to give them the instructions what to do next. That was confirmed tonight on Kid Pruitt's live. Look, they also broke down that there's good masonry and bad masonry. So some people that's looking, oh, the Masons are evil, and some of them people that be saying stuff, you like, they don't know, but you got a couple of them that probably were, that don't want to tell you that they were. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, get ready. Get ready, because winter. This fall, which is now, y'all see how it's a hurricane forming, and it's now, well, you see how the way tropical storm just now formed into a hurricane. Didn't I tell y'all to watch the weather? We ain't see nothing yet. I told y'all it's gonna be some shit that would happen before, and it's happening. Let me tell you, before this whole Nasara thing hit, I told y'all shit gonna have to be like, some shit gonna be taking place. I told y'all stuff that's not over with yet. Everybody said, oh yeah, it's finally freedom. Done yet. You can't put the praises up without getting ready to see how Big Mama about to really say, hey, before anything start, Big Mama gotta say what's up. So those who heart chakra isn't right, and you want to deal with hate, harassing people, you want to start attacking people, and you don't call the Most High her, and you talking about chakras and don't realize that the chakras is connected to the divine feminine, or some people say the divine feminine, and you don't give a holler and say, hey, all praise is due to the great primordial mother, and you don't do the research and find out that Tiamat is not just the planet, but she is the whole galaxies, and that Mystica Pisces, which is the great primordial womb, which they call the All, which is also written in the Kabbalion, which is those 7 spiritual laws. I recommend you get the Kabbalion. Get the Kabbalion. Because every deity in every realm is coming from out the All. And that is the womb of Tiamat, y'all. Don't believe me? Look this stuff up. I keep telling y'all about the Kundalini for a reason. I keep saying like, yo, y'all get that Kundalini, do that shadow work, get shit done. Do meditations, whatever the case may be. I said, get the book called Kundalini and the Chakras. I told y'all last year, this year, that the heart chakra is the main chakra to be focusing on, which means you got to eliminate all that hate. And you got to bring balance, though. You got to be firm. Look, you can't be positive all the time, but you got to bring that balance, because Mayat is dealing with the scales. That is dealing with the moon, the symbol, no, the zodiac sign Libra, which is closely connected to Venus. And I want to tell y'all this: every time they pray to the east, and I'm talking about Muslims or Muslims, whatever you want to call yourselves, Muslim. When they face the east and they pray, Masons, when you look to the east and pray, hey, Hebrew Israelites, when you look to the east and pray, and you be praying to the sun or the bright morning star, you're looking at Venus first, and that's what you're praying to first. Didn't know that, did y'all? So Venus is a very important planet. She's also closely connected to the Pleiades, the seven sisters of Pleiades, which is also called the seven sisters of Hathor or Hat-Haru. Did y'all know that the United States, well, let's put it like this. Did y'all know that America was named after her? Did y'all know that? I'm gonna show that video probably Friday. And she was the golden cow or calf. And Hat-Haru, notice it was the golden calf. Yeah, gold. Ain't that something? Who represents gold? Also, when it comes down to the Moors, you have the pentagram as the representing the Moroccan flag over here. There's a movie I keep telling y'all called Maleficent by Disney. You know they called Maleficent the Queen of the Moors? Maleficent had horns like a cow. Y'all notice that? Act like a cow, but like a bull or a cow, but you know what I mean. If you look at pictures, Hat-Haru, which is spelled Hathor, she has horns. Oh, it gets even different. It gets even crazy. Did y'all know she has similar energies to Venus? Oh, no. Let's go to something else. Did y'all know? If you look up who Hathor is, how she's connected to nature, she also is connected to sweet waters. Whoa. Say it again, sweet water. Where are we going at with this? Oh, just follow this. The golden calf, Hat-Haru. Did y'all know that this galaxy, which is the 18th galaxy, is called the Milky Way galaxy? But didn't you just say that Venus is connected to Hat-Haru or Hathor? Then you also said that the Pleiades is connected to Venus, right? Yeah. You also said that the Freemasons, the Muslims, the Israelites, the Moors, who are the Muslims, we also face to the east. But guess what? The bright morning star is not the S-U-N. It is Venus. V-E-N-U-S. Oh, it gets even interesting. Did y'all know that Venus also has the same symbol? Aphrodite. Oh, it gets even more interesting. Well, where are you going at with us? I'm about to tell you. Hold on for a minute. How they say Venus was the goddess of love. Really? Oh, let's go into Yoruba now. What Orisha is the Orisha of love? And my fellow Moors that watch, your pentagram also symbolizes somebody else in the Yoruba doctrine, and is also the number 7 is connected to somebody in the Yoruba doctrine too. There's 2 of them. Oshun, Yemoja. Oshun is 5, which is the pentagram. 7, the circle 7 is connected to none other than who? Not just the 7 sisters of Hathor. The circle 7 is also connected to Yemoja. Because every time any Catholic, anytime the Catholics pray to Mary, they pray in the Yemoja, they pray in the Oshun too, who are representations of the great primordial mother. Like I said, 10,000 names, 10,000 titles. But did y'all also know that Oya, she's connected to the wind, dealing with the hurricanes. They are vortexes. They open up portals. They bring forth change. The word hurricane is feminine. And also it has these two letters in it, A-N. A-N also is connected to Anu, which is dealing with the sky. The heavenly sky. Which is also connected to the Anunnaki. But we're going to get into that another time. Where am I going at with this? I'm saying that in so many different ways, we are surrounded by the divine feminine and not acknowledging it. And you have people out here saying all praise is the Most High. Yeah, he totally blatantly disrespecting them. When it is dealing with the return of the matriarch, not the patriarch. And I'm going to say it again. That's why we have to realize and pay homage to her. Because don't you know that your mom is a representation of her? We are what, 70 to 70, 75% water. And also the moon controls the currency, the water. That's also femininity, by the way. We got to go back into nature seriously and start realizing how these different planets or these celestial bodies control and also is connected to our personas, our spirits, and so on. We really have to figure that out to get back in tune with the cosmos, because honestly, it'll be like what happened to Atlantis. Like I told my old mentor, it's going to be like how it happened in Atlantis. What the heck? We got caught up with the AI bullshit. We've been had AI. Y'all all forgot. And I'm not saying all y'all, I'm talking about many of y'all forgot. In the teachings of Nuwapu, they say you are a being that forgot, which is called an Enoshite. You forgot who the hell you were because you were under hypnosis. The spell of Kingu. Kingu. That's what happened. Y'all been asleep so long. And y'all used to be in tune with nature. That's what's happening, brothers and sisters. Is going back to the ancient way. Is not, listen, I'm glad they had that live, because the brother, the sheik, literally said that what we going back to is the ancient way. That's the old world. The new world was their shit when they were trying to stop all of us from waking up. So those that keep on saying, yo, we're going into a new world. No, we're going back to the ancient world, where everybody were in tune with nature and the cosmos, that it was unified as one. But like I said, there's things that has to happen before that takes place. I said it's not over. Hold on for a minute. Yeah, I can go. I'm gonna get y'all go to bed around 10:30. All right. So yeah, think about that. Let's really think about this stuff. Because I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of us, I'm not going. The ones that know, I'm taking us out the equation. Okay, we are out of that. The ones that's still walking around thinking that their shit don't stink and thinking that they safe, and they didn't do the shadow work. They wasn't showing divine love. They wasn't trying to help out their fellow brother or sister. And they was all about for self-gain. That's parasitic. Even if you try to go to the next stage, that's parasitic. You gotta do shadow work. Here's the thing: you have until 2030. You have until 2030 to get that shit right. Because after 2030, guess what's gonna happen? All Stargate's gonna close. Shout out to Dr. Samuel B. Lee for that. So those that's already aware, you good. But those that that walk around like their shit don't stink and thinking that they high and mighty and you're not praising the primordial great mother, and you're constantly calling her he instead of saying she, because Dr. K. Pruitt and them broke that down today about the primordial mother, or they say Big Mama, or may I say Tiamat herself, or Gaia, which is another name for her. So if you're not going to give a shout out to her and show her divine love and be showing supreme balance and showing improving, guess what? I feel for you, and I ain't the only one. Because I'm telling y'all, this planet is going through some shit right now, and she ain't playing. What they say? What's the saying? Like we kicking ass and taking names or something like that. That's what she doing. I've been telling y'all, like Bobby Hemmett said, chaos. Order's going to come out of the chaos. And how the way they're talking, she's bringing the heat. And if your spirit ain't right, and you're using any hatred, you're being recorded in your Akashic records, and you will become parasitic to the ancient way that we're going back into. You cannot think of self. You got like selfless, but you have to be firm at the same time, meaning that you cannot let nobody take advantage of you. That's why more as we say Islam, I, self, law, am man. The number 5, yet again, the pentagram, yet again, goes back to Venus, aka goes back to the ocean, go back to all of that. We got to remember these principles. You got to remember now, we dealing with the laws of Mayat, all 84 laws of Mayat. The laws and the confessions. 42 laws, 42 confessions, 84. 84, yeah, let me see, that is 32. If you add it together, you get the number 3. The number 3 is very significant. If you flip it a certain way, you get the letter M. The letter M could mean, what people don't know is that the word my son, it doesn't really have a lot to do with the Moors. It has a lot to do with the word ma. Who is ma? M-A, that's mother. Her son. We all came here to serve the mother. That's another reason why the planet is acting the way it's acting. Because anytime any of her sons and daughters come on the scene, they're considered crazy. They're considered frauds. They're considered delusional. Anytime any of her sons come, even down to her daughters. Oh, they don't know what they're talking about. She's a fraud and he's a fraud. But that's where the whole story of the 144,000 come from, though, y'all. That's where it come from. I'm telling y'all, a lot of this story came from the stories that was taken from the Sibyls of Mami Wata. Y'all need to look that up. Did y'all know that the Catholic Church been going to war with that the whole entire time? But then do a whole double whammy or a big ass lie and then start going to pray to the Black Madonna. The Black Madonna herself, which they also have her in blue and white. Don't believe me, look it up. They have it in blue and white all the time. You know what colors they are? They are the colors of Yemoja. Look that up. They say that Oshun and Yemoja have similar energies of that of Mami Wata. And Mami Wata controlled the oceans. And she was also considered a mermaid. That's why I always give a shout out to the Haitian brothers and sisters from Louisiana, because they know about this. Excuse me, they know about La Sardine, they know about the mermaids. Shout out to the brothers and sisters that practices Yoruba or Ifa, Santeria. They know this stuff. See, we got to get back in tune, y'all. Got to get back in tune. We were once people, mighty people that were so in tune with the universes and the spirit realm that we used our higher senses. Telepathy was one of them. And we knew when the storms were coming, when the floods were coming, because we were so in tune. But a lot of us was getting our information from the priestesses. Then later the priests that they initiated. If y'all don't believe me that this daggone planet is going to go wild, just to let it be known that she is pissed and she's getting tired of being disrespected, you can see for yourself. You can see for yourself. Eventually, we're going to have to learn how to swim, everybody. I'm talking about a lot of us Nubian people or melanated people. Hey, we got to go back to learn how to swim, because it's going to wind up being like Waterworld real soon. Some of us might not be here, you know, but it's going to wind up being like Waterworld, like Kevin Costner movie. And if I'm not mistaken, Dr. York spoke on that. So shout out to him. Most definitely. We got to get back into nature, y'all. I'm telling you, we got to start grounding ourselves, start meditating, start breathing start breathing around nature, being around, you know, parks and stuff like that. That's not drenched with filth and stuff like that. We got to get back into that. Breathing exercises. I do that. I love doing the breathing exercises. You know, I told y'all, like, hey, if y'all have the chance to get into martial arts, that focuses and help out your chi. Your chi is connected to the Kundalini. Y'all know Contra Queen, she said she do Qigong and what is it? Qigong and Tai Chi. That's dealing with helping out what? Your chi, your Kundalini, that energy that pulsates out your hands, that also leads you to higher levels of consciousness. It helps you with the breathing. It helps you with discipline. It helps you when you're about to lose your cool, how to take deep breaths, but it also teaches how to what? Defend yourself. But I think it's interesting how it go up to 5, 6 people, then it go back to 3. But this is the truth. We got to get back into that. Try Tai Chi class. Heck, you might want to do kickboxing. Who knows? Boxing is good for cardio and and stuff like that. It helps you with breathing patterns too. We have to learn how to be just not just spiritual, but also spiritual warriors. Because when you do shadow work, it's also teaching how to discipline yourself and facing the dark side of yourself that you're scared to see. Scared to see is why you have to do the shadow work, and that's every day. It's non-stop. You can't say, oh, I just did shadow work for a whole year and I'm done. No, it's constant, it's consistent every time. You have to face your inner demons. Remember, the word goes like this: you are your own worst enemy. Not enemy. When you're talking, when you're thinking negative thoughts, or you're doing something positive, and you hear that thought in your mind telling you something negative, or trying to like shoot you down, that's your ego doing that because it don't want you to elevate to another level of consciousness. Some people have egos where they gotta show their face all the time on a, they gotta show their face all the time on YouTube. I don't like talking to everybody. I'll be real with you. I'm not really a people's person like that. It may seem like it, but I'm really not. If I had it my way, I'll be in my little spot being left alone. It took years for me to speak. But I would speak to people outside, not on no dag on YouTube, not on no dag on social media. Heck, I have 1,000 something subscribers, something followers on Instagram, and I don't even do Instagram Live yet. I have a TikTok account. I just be reposting videos that I see that's actually real, that they talk about consciousness. I ain't even going there yet. People waiting for me to go on there live. I did one live and that was it. But I come on here. Come on our channel. Oh. Yeah, the Rumble channel is already made, by the way. I'm going to put that out there. It's already made. So, because on Rumble, we're going to have